Hello. Happy Thanksgiving. Hello, chat. Hello. It's not Thanksgiving in Canada. We had our Thanksgiving in October. We're early Thanksgivingers, but it is Thanksgiving in the United States of America. So happy Thanksgiving to anybody from the States. Or, you know what? If you're not in the States, if you're just somebody in the world and you're thankful today, you're feeling grateful, you're feeling thankful, you're feeling blessed. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. How's it going? This is a late stream for me. It's 3:15. I don't typically stream this late, but I had a very productive morning, a very busy morning, and um, I don't raid tonight. Our raid is not. We're not raiding tonight because of the holiday. So I thought, you know what? Let's do it. Panda, chow wow. How are you, Manny? I'm also considering ordering pizza. To be honest with you, so maybe I will if Manny did. I'm doing this no sugar thing that Angeli has been doing for 5 weeks. But my breakfast that I had this morning, I had a breakfast meeting with a guildie who was out of town. A story, which is a fun story that I will tell you about. Um, the breakfast that I had definitely had sugar in it, so I figure if the day's a write-off, then the day should just be a write-off. I would probably get pepperoni, mushroom, green pepper on it. Is typically what I like. So we'll see. My nose is like super itchy right now. My nose hairs are like, I trimmed them. And speaking of Angeli, there she is. I'm going to take this call, chat, so bear with me for 1 second. I'm back, chat. Sorry about that. That was I was just telling her the story that I have to tell you today, which is a pretty fun story, I think. So I live in a very small town, population 9,500. And one of my guildmates messaged me because they were coming here to visit a friend of theirs. And so they said, hey, do you want to get together and meet up? And I said, sure. And it turns out that the person that he was coming to visit is one of the top feral druids in the world. And she's from here. But not only that, she was friends with people who had a wedding last year that Angelie and I went to. And Angelie and her went to a bachelorette party together. So it's like an incredibly small world, this World of Warcraft that we have. I think that was pretty cool. That was my fun story. Let's fix this camera so that I'm center. There we go. Boom. Yeah, anyway, that was my story. We're going to do some Legion remix. We're going to yap. We're going to hang out. It's Thanksgiving, so people are watching the stream. Maybe they got a belly full of turkey, and they're just sort of hoping to chill and relax. And yeah, so we're going to hit some remix raids and just have a little yap session hangout. There's some football games on today, which I would normally be watching, but I've been having a really hard time getting into this season. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll watch some football later. But I had that breakfast meeting with them. And so I ended up getting toast at that meeting. Angelie's been sugar-free for 5 weeks. And so I've been attempted to start going sugar-free as well. And but today was a write-off because I had a pancake at breakfast and I had toast at breakfast. So I figure if the whole day is a write-off, then maybe I should just get pizza for supper and then just restart tomorrow my sugar-free adventure. Now, the probably responsible thing to do is just say, just because one meal had sugar doesn't mean you need to blow the whole day out of the water. But I got to be honest with you, I really like pizza. Persephone, I like that. It's I'm sold. So we are gonna go ahead and get pizza for supper then. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Persephone, are you entered in the World of Decorcraft? Did you put your name in for that? Also, Manny, if you want to come for these raids, I'm going to be filling the group now. So you're welcome to join. Here's a 740. And you really just need to be able to go entrance to entrance. Bears and Eagles tomorrow. That's going to be a bloodbath. And that's open to anybody, I guess, who is currently on NA and they're looking to get remix raids done. If you're in chat, you want to come. I usually stack the group with juicers and then go from there. Oh, you got the impression it was not for content creators. Did you? What gave that impression? I assumed it was for everyone. Did they post about it in here? I guess they didn't. You're going to get juiced. You had no internet since Tuesday. Oh, Panda, how are you watching this with no internet? Are you a wizard? Manny, when you log in, do not request to join my group. I have a bug that will bug it out. I won't be able to invite you. Just let me invite you. Bears are doing great. Yeah, I've been having a hard time getting into the season. The Dolphins haven't had a great season, and it's just been sort of blah for me. So, man, you need to log in fast, though, because we're almost full. There you are. Okay, and then Sure. Please don't pull the first boss till we're all here. All right, let me drop a summoning portal and we'll start summoning some folks. That bug won't be there soon. It's true. Anyway, so I was talking to them today and I asked her if I needed feral coaching, if she was available for feral coaching. And she said she was. So I might be able to get some feral. I might actually become a good feral player. And if I'm not, I could just have her come to my house and play for me. So it's a win-win-win. Win-win. You mean if it was chosen the backlash online about how it wasn't actually fair? You know, the cause of drama. Some of the variety show they did a while back. People were big mad when a bunch of streamers were chosen. It is not Miss Marvel, no, but they do know Miss Marvel. They are friends with her. But no, it is not Miss Marvel. It is. She was the #1 feral druid in Shadowlands, and she's gotten title every single season on feral. And I think her name was Scritch or Nally, something like that. I know her real name, but I don't want to say that. Yeah. Anyway, I think that would be cool. Oh, we had somebody leave. I'm just going to take the first person that signs up to fill this last spot. Boom. Yeah, so that was a fun morning I had. I got some work done. Got everything ready for tomorrow's episode of Weekly No Lever that we recorded yesterday with Ellesmere. One of my favorite episodes, I think. I really like when the guests give long answers. You do want one of those cups. Yeah. Those cups are amazing. I would also like to get one of those cups. So yeah, I've been having no, what was I gonna say? What was I saying? It's completely eluded me now. Completely eluded me. Everybody's here. We're pulling. You're half tempted to buy a month of NA level quick and remix, then at least have an option in the future. Yes. Well, I did lie. That is not happening. Turns out for the last 3 years, your application to everything Blizzard have been going through. Oh, really? Well, that's not good. You're not. Maybe you are blacklisted, but they just told you you weren't. Maybe that's it. Neek, if you wanted to do an NA account and blast remix, I will help you do these raids and I can help you level up. I would be happy to do that. Although you would also have to buy War Within. You would also have to buy War Within because otherwise you wouldn't be able to level the max. I don't think Remix is available for non. Dan's almost got you want to go classic again. I like watching Dan play classic. There's no world where I am ever going to play classic. Manny and I were talking about this. Was it Manny and I talking about it last night? Where the new direction of Midnight sort of feels slowed down a little bit, like a vanilla or a Burning Crusade style speed, and that I realized that really doesn't appeal to me. So why are these guys up there? Oh, there we go. You reached a dozen times to get the stuff the sounds before directly from them. The CC guy must have thought it was I was stupid. You must be not submitting the forms correctly. Yeah, that's weird. I wonder if it's your Google account maybe is bugged. It's interesting. I think you should enter. I think it would be great. I don't know. I want to see the best houses, and I consider you among the list of best house creators. So I would like for you to enter, please. And feedback, backlash be damned. Personally. Because you're going to feel silly if other creators do apply and get chosen, and then you didn't even try. Yeah, I don't know what it is. The thing about Classic is that we've come so far since then. There are so many, not even just like the fact that combat is better now and questing is better now and like everything is just better now, but like the quality of life changes that don't exist in Classic. It just makes it really hard for me to enjoy it. Oh yeah, that would be awful. Not being able to participate. All right, I can see that. Okay. We could just have our own World of Decor craft. Nick, I don't see a world where that happens where they just turn leveling off. I do think we'll keep getting squished again. We'll get up to 120 and they'll squish us back down to 60 and rinse and repeat that. Yeah, that's a great analogy, Cham, for vanilla. If he wins, I'm taking the cup as a finder's fee. That feels like bullying, Stephanie. I don't know. It feels like bullying to me. Boom. Baby. I like this song. I was looking for a girly pop playlist today. I was trying to channel my inner Rolly Rods, but there is no girly pop playlist on Spotify. So I ended up going with Taylor Swift radio, which is close enough. Will happen and want to happen aren't the same. It's just what I would want. Yeah. That's like troll beard. Trolls deserve beards at this point. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Oh no, don't run into that. We got to give these trolls beards. Is that funny? Yeah, Taylor Swift radio is what I landed on, and it's just been some good girly pop. I'm not like as in on girly pop as Rolly is. I would have been if this was like early 2000s. I would have been like, oh yeah, I'm all about girly pop. Britney and Christina and Rihanna, give it all to me. But I've fallen out. I get old, right? And I just start listening to the same things that I've always listened to. I don't hear new stuff. So, but I really like Chappelle Roan. Is it Chappelle Roan or Chapel Roan? I really want it to be Chappelle, so I hope it's Chappelle. But I'm worried that it might be Chapel. You never got your... Oh, I got a message from my realtor. Sunday at 10 a.m. Oh. Might work. I need to check because I am judging a thing. Starship. Production chat. 1800 CET. So 1800 minus 5 is 1300. That's 1. So I can. That was close. Thanks, champ. Appreciate you. Yeah, that definitely helps. Chapel Roan. It just sounds weird. Chapel Roan doesn't sound great, but Chappelle Roan sounds awesome. But there's no E at the end, which leads me to believe it's not Chappelle. If it was Chappelle, I think there would be an E at the end. So it's probably chapel, like church, chapel. Yeah. Finally have a car that has decent Bluetooth, so now you're actually listening to your Spotify account. It's funny. I only use Spotify when I'm streaming. In every other situation, I use Apple Music. I actually think, I tried to use Apple Music here while streaming, but they don't have, like, I don't build these playlists out. I just pick the one and let Spotify put songs on that match whatever. But Apple doesn't really have those options. They don't have like radio options, so I would have to be constantly building out the playlists, which would be good. I guess that would make it like a more personal touch. But maybe I could hire somebody who's really into music to build me multiple stream playlists. Or we could do that on a stream together one day, I guess. We could be like, what is our genre? Here's what the vibe we want, and then just have chat rifle songs at me and we put them in a playlist. That actually sounds like fun now that I say it. We could even have some Chapel Roan. God, that's so I hate that name. I'm gonna keep calling her Chappelle because it will gain me engagement from the people who want to stab me in the face for pronouncing it that way. I think that works. Oh, also, For Azeroth is giving away 3 copies of Midnight Epic Edition. There are 3 ways to enter. We're giving away 1 copy on each platform. So 1 on Twitter, 1 on Instagram, and 1 on YouTube. And if you would like to enter, you can retweet the tweet and like and follow. You can like, follow, and repost the IG thing. And then, although I don't know how Instagram works, I don't know if reposts ever actually matter. And for YouTube, you can go to the latest episode of the show, which is on YouTube now, and you can just comment Faz Gift, and we will take anybody who's subscribed to the YouTube channel and has commented Faz Gift on the latest episode. And those will be drawn on December 1st. Nick, you should create an Instagram. If you have Facebook, you have Instagram, I think is how that works. It's the same thing. So we didn't have a lot of entries. I think we only had like, I want to say, was it 13 entries on the last Instagram? It was a very low number. Manny might remember. It was much lower than I thought it would be. The Twitter one has more because Twitter's just more people on Twitter. But the YouTube was like 34 entries. So really good odds. I got to talk to the tree, Sean. Talk to the tree. Facebook is for your family, but that means you have Instagram is what I'm saying. So you could theoretically just sign in with Facebook. You know what I mean? That link doesn't have any of the links. So that's not super helpful. Where am I going? I go down here, right? Good effort, Manny. Good effort. I considered, I'm at the exhaust. I considered doing that, but I knew it wouldn't share the links, and then I didn't want to go and do the 3 different links individually. Well, we don't have one on Facebook. I'm just saying that if you have a Facebook account, then you also have an Instagram account because they're tied together. There is the Everything app link from Manny. And the Instagram link. Let's back up. We drop Transcendence so we don't get slept. And then there's YouTube video. Just comment Faz Gift. I mean, ideally you would watch the podcast, but if you just comment Faz Gifts and subscribe, we'll never know if you watched. This is Cardigan by Taylor Swift, which I assume is about a sweater she broke up with. That's my assumption. This song is about her being really sad about a sweater that broke her heart. Oh, he's flying away. He's coming back. Folks have a real hard time with his boss, it seems. Highway to the danger zone. We'll do that. We'll do a jet fuel list, Neek. That's what we'll do. Next stream, we'll do a stream tomorrow, and we'll put together a jet fuel playlist. And it's going to be just all of the hypest songs for us to play on stream. We'll have some Kenny Loggins on there. It's going to be a good time. Actually, that'll be fun, building up stream playlists with folks and then using those for the actual streams. Get ready to give me 4 hours worth of songs. Recon, hello. How are you doing? How is Recon today? Is everybody excited for the launch of Midnight? I just realized I didn't even mention that. You have a hot take, tweet if I want React content. Yeah, hit me. I love React content. Is it your tweet or somebody else's tweet? WoW's going good. We got a launch date for Midnight. So I know a lot of folks are getting really excited for that. It's coming soon. March 2nd, maybe a little too soon, or February 3rd, depending on where you live. February 3rd, I think, for EU, and March 2nd for America. Is this the White Stripes? No, there's no way this is the White Stripes, is it? No. Oh, the White Stripes were at the halftime of the game. I see. There's no way that's a real tweet, right? There's actually an article that we should read that he probably wrote, now that I think about it. Is this real? I think this is a legit tweet. What happened? Do we not pull them apart? We're gonna have to look at this article. Yeah, it's and here's all right. The tweet that Neek linked me is by Wowhead writer Squishy and host of the Bench podcast that says, I know people are really doom about kick trackers and add-ons, but Blizzard was being truthful when they said they were tuning things with the removal of add-ons in mind. Interrupts are so much easier to coordinate now, and bolters are so much less of a problem. And then there's a whole article on Wowhead by it, and I do want to go over it. I can't really bring it up while we're running this raid, but I'll maybe bring it up for another raid. Hey, Don, what's up? Hello, Xander. It's just Jack White. And that statement is true if you're in voice comms with your party and actively calling who's kicking what. But my question is, what happens in a non-voice comm pug where you don't have, like, I'm certain that this article wasn't written with Squishy doing no voice comms pugs the whole time. You know what I mean? So like it's okay to have this point of view from an organized group that's in voice comms. And yeah, maybe that's the reality. But so many people play this game in pug groups. And I think where the problem is going to be is in those groups where you don't know when people are going to send kicks. I got to tell you, and I mean, Cham is being a bit facetious when he says just get Discord, but that will be the answer some people will expect. Oh, just get in voice comms. If you want to do high-end content, be in voice comms. But I got to tell you, there are a lot of people in high-end content that I have zero desire to be in a voice chat room with and talk to. Zero. So, yeah. I do mean Neek. Actually, it is in fact Neek that I mean. I do want to read this article and see what they say, see what their analysis is, because I don't want to do the thing that I have been asking people not to do all week, which is react simply based off of his 280 character tweet. Yeah. So I will read through this article because they do go in depth on all of the dungeons, and they give a nice breakdown here. Yeah. Hold on. It has not been my experience on the beta that the removal of kick trackers is fine. And I only do dungeons in voice comms with people. So we'll see. Start a group. Tomb of Sargeras, Mythic, Zoom, List. Yeah. I don't want to say it's going to be horrible, but did you leave the group, Manny? Why you do this? I don't want to say it's going to be horrible, but it definitely has the possibility of being horrible. Turkey. Fingers crossed, Persephone. I hope your turkey is crispy on the outside and moist on the inside. Yeah, I do want to read this article. I'll read it while we fill this group. Okay. So the article says new interrupt philosophy showcased in Midnight's Mythic Plus testing. And I'll give you guys the link if you want to read along. I just need it to be done. I want to put my stuffing in and take a shower. You should cook your meal in the shower like Kramer. It's a Seinfeld reference for all of my UK friends here, which for some reason you refuse to accept was peak humor. Okay, let's look at this article. I watched 2 episodes yesterday. That's funny. Did they contribute to the poorliness? Okay, changes to enemy casters in Midnight. On the Midnight Beta, Mythic Plus testing has begun, and there appears to have been some massive philosophy changes to enemy casters in Midnight, which should make coordinating interrupts easier. Fewer enemy casters overall, longer casts and cooldown times on important interruptible abilities, bolters nerfed massively. There are many pulls where there is nothing to interrupt, but you can combine multiple packs to still have some priority kicks to hit. All major trash abilities that are important to kick appear to have been standardized at a 25 plus second cooldown and have a 4 plus second cast time. Okay. You do have world-class comedy there. Faulty Towers, great stuff. Monty Python, great stuff. Blackadder, great stuff. The original Office, great stuff. That episode of Black Mirror, the very first episode of Black Mirror, where your prime minister is forced to have sex with a pig, all hilarious British content. Okay, there are many pulls. Bolters also seem to have a new philosophy, and gone are the days where you must stop every cast or die. Bolters are more like archers that you can interrupt and deal triage damage that needs to be healed up before the next major damage event. You no longer need to have interrupts or stops for every cast, and letting some go off is perfectly fine. Overall coordination has been made much easier for interrupts, as you only need one interrupt per important caster, making it much easier to coordinate and determine how many free kicks you might have for bolters or other reasons. Okay. I stopped watching The American Office after season 4 when Pam and Jim get married. That felt like a reasonable ending to the show for me. Okay. Before we begin, we're going to define a bolter. Bolters are an enemy caster that will prioritize casting. Think of it, follow you, Zuth. That will prioritize casting a single target spell on a random target. Usually these spells end in Bolt, Shadowbolt, Arcane Bolt, Frostbolt, etc. With that out of the way, bolters are receiving some major nerfs in Midnight, with some having previously been announced and some other things to mention now that there's testing. So they link to Blizzard posts. The first one says, with the removal of interrupt capabilities from healers, we're making an effort to change the behavior of enemies that use spells like Shoot or Frostbolt. We want enemies. Oh, shoot, I missed that. We want enemies with these spells to more evenly spread their targeting to different players of the group, which should reduce cases where a single player might take a large spike of damage while others receive none. So that was them changing the targeting. We knew about that. And then the global interrupt duration has been increased for all classes. We knew about that as well. Positive change. Okay, let's see. In addition, there are also a lot less bolters in these dungeons. And there's a maximum of 2 bolters per pack. Bolt damage appears to have been reduced as well when comparing the damage of a bolt to the max health pool. We've compared plus 12 damage bolts across various dungeons in Midnight and Season 3 of The War Within, and the damage appears to have been nerfed by about 20 to 25%, or 9% max health on a 12. Okay, that's good news. I don't like the argument, or I don't like the statement of, oh, there's I don't like the statement that, oh, there's only up to 2 bolters per pack. Well, if I pull 2 packs in a row, or 2 packs together, now I have 4 bolt, and now I could have 4 bolters. Like, oh, I missed it. So I don't know. We'll see. So they give some numbers here where they're showing this stuff that they said. Lastly, bolters cast times have now been standardized at 2.5 seconds. No more 1.5 second bolts. Well, that's good news. There's been a concern over bolt slop in Midnight, but that word doesn't exactly have a clear definition from person to person. If your definition of bolt slop is there are casters that cast repeatedly, then yes, these continue to exist in Midnight. If your definition of bolters is a caster where every interrupt needs to be kicked, then this seems to no longer be a problem in Midnight, and a dungeon like Priory shouldn't happen again. Okay. Overall, these are the nerfs that the bolters are taking. Bolts are less common and more spread out. Bolters now spread their targeting across the party. Bolts deal less damage. Bolters have longer casts. Bolters will be locked out of casting for longer when kicked. Bolters now seem to be more in the line of an archer with benefits, as the bolts are just triage damage that a healer needs to heal up. You can, of course, interrupt them and should when available, but it should no longer be required to interrupt many, if not all of them, until super high keys. So that was going to be my question. What when we are in infinitely scaling content, you will eventually get to the point that these bolters are a problem that need to be dealt with. Are we just artificially capping the level of keys we can do based on when the bolters become overwhelming? Midnight Mythic Plus breakdown of interrupts. We've broken down all the interruptible abilities in the 4 Mythic Plus dungeons available for testing below. There's a lot of information, including the name of the mob, the number of times you pull that mob, what it casts, and the maximum number of mobs in a single pack. This does not include combining packs. The number of times you pull a mob might slightly differ based on route, but the data can still be used for a rough estimate of how many you will face in a dungeon. Okay. I'm not going to go through and read all of these. You can check these. I am not sharing that screen. I was just reading it while I was filling the group. Yeah, I was just reading it while I was filling the group, but it is from this article. That article. Please rephrase and avoid using artificial cap. To rephrase what I said, Shadow, stop barking at me. Okay. So when a dungeon, when Mythic Plus dungeons are capped, there's 2 things that can result in the cap of the highest available Mythic Plus dungeons. Number 1, the players are unable to survive the damage that the mobs are putting out. And number 2, so that's in the form of one-shot mechanics, which is typically only found on bosses. And number 2 is when the players can't do enough damage to kill the enemies in time to complete the dungeon. So when I use the term artificial cap, I'm referring to instead of boss abilities being the damage event that players are unable to overcome, I'm saying that in this ever-scaling world, we would be are we looking to force bolters into being that cap instead of what has traditionally been bosses? So that's what I mean by artificial cap, because it's not something that would traditionally have been the cause of the cap. Does that help, Manny? That's what I mean by artificial, because it's the true cap should be damage coming from bosses, not damage coming from bolter spam in a dungeon. You know what I mean? So I guess that's my statement is, are we just expecting that the random trash mob bolters will be the thing that ends up causing the cap of the dungeons instead of damage from bosses that can't be overcome? That's a great question. The trash is part of the dungeon as well. But historically, trash outside of mini bosses or lieutenant mobs have never been the thing that scaled to a level that capped it. And if we're going to make it be damage from, like, to quote this article, archers with benefits, then that feels terrible, right? You don't want your basic trash mobs to be the thing that stop a dungeon from being able to be completed. You would want it to be a boss or a mini boss like a Zool from King's Rest. You know, Tildris, hello. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy giving of thanks. That's why I just, it's not traditionally been the case that the base level random trash mobs have been the thing that cap us. So I don't know that. I think shifting it to be that, for that to be the case in Midnight, would feel terrible, personally. Now, that being said, I am never going to do any of these world first keys. That will not impact me at all, but that trickles down. If you as a player are capping, your skill level at a 15, that's still going to be the same case. Like, the things that you struggle with now as a basic player, myself included, will be the same thing. It'll just be shifted up or down based on how they design these bolters. I wouldn't consider Legion as an accurate representation of modern Mythic Plus, because we're so far removed from where we were when it came in Legion. There were trash mechanics, but it was typically from mini bosses or lieutenant mobs, not from, like, bolters are the base level enemies that you fight, right? So there definitely were mechanics that were from mini bosses or lieutenant mobs, but not from basic, white level enemies. I think that's what I'm saying. Like Zool, I mentioned as being one that was definitely a cap, but Zool was a mini boss, not a regular trash pack. Yeah. I just don't want us to, I don't want us to see us shifting to that. Like, I don't think basic trash mobs should be that thing that cap keys. That it's not an exciting thing. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, we can do the keys up until this level because this is when we can't this is when we can't survive the number of, we don't have enough kicks or stops to do bolters. Oh shit, I gotta die. Oh, what are we still in combat with? Did somebody pull a boss? Oh, it's a bug. Oh, bummer. Yeah. So all of that said, I do think Squishy's comment that it will be not as bad to coordinate kicks as people are concerned that it will be. I think that is 100% accurate in groups that are in voice comms together. I fully believe that. If you're in voice comms with your group, I think you will probably be somewhere around the same. You'll have to talk more. You may have to assign yourself a world marker or a raid marker to what your kick is going to be. But when it comes to no voice packs, no voice groups, that's not going to be the case. I think I think people are still going to struggle with this. We'll have to wait and see when it comes out, what it looks like. Unfortunately, a lot of times the narrative around how the game is played is driven by the top end who are the most vocal and who have the biggest reach. And if they say it's fine, then everyone, will say it's fine. Sort of how the affix thing went that Ian mentioned. People had a problem with affixes. They removed it. Everybody had a problem with affixes. They removed them for 12 and above, and suddenly affixes were no longer a problem, but the people up to 12 still had to deal with affixes. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't do a lot of pugging myself. So not early season. And by the time I do, it's late enough in the season that we're over gearing stuff. So missing a kick here and there probably won't matter. Yeah, but I'm not envious of anybody who is a full-time pug player or, primarily a pug player. Oh, I've not seen that movie. Can somebody tell me what their favorite K-pop Demon Hunters song is so that I can tell my friend what my favorite K-pop Demon Hunters song is? Oh, I'm actually listening to it right now. This is K-pop Demon Hunters? Then this one is my favorite. Oh, I have heard this before. This is my favorite. Sofa. I actually like this song quite a bit. I had no idea this was from K-pop Demon Hunters. Is that movie good? Should I watch it? Neek is so mad he's not getting Danger Zone. There's a Weekor that plays this song during Lust. Oh, really? Oh, I was watching somebody yesterday who had this pop up when they hit Lust. I saw a circle. It was like the Pedro circle. I hated Pedro, but it was that same Pedro circle and had K-pop Demon Hunters in it. I bet you that's where I heard this. Who was I watching that had that? Oh, I think it was Abaddon, maybe. Shadow, it is not time for supper. But I'm going to cave. I'm going to feed you anyway because I know what it's like to be hungry and not be able to get food. So K-pop Demon Hunters is great. You had it for a bit. Yeah, that's how Pedro, like the first time I saw that Pedro Weekor, I was like, oh, that's cute. But then to see it 3 times a dungeon and, every pull in a raid, and it's just like, I want to launch this thing into the sun. Shadow, please chill. Just be chill. We're still like 50 minutes out from your supper time. You're losing it. You guys can't see her because the new shadow cam doesn't have a good angle, but does that work? You see her now? Oh, I think you can just see like her face over the edge. Here, let me do this. No, let me do this. No, let me do this. No, this one. There it is. See her? That's her head right there. She's so dark. Right there. That's her face. You sure it was Abaddon that had it? Yeah. Yeah, I think it was. I haven't watched many other streams this week, so. Small treat. I'm going to actually feed her, Cham. Is it okay if I just feed her instead of give her a treat? Karma for the yeah, that's fair. All right, let's rock and roll. Everybody's here. Oh, man, he's not here yet. You're curious what the dynamic will be for Mythic Plus with other people having slot machines for UIs. I got to be honest, I don't think you're going to see much difference in UIs because people right now are able to pretty much build out a Weekora-esque HUD pack for their classes. So the only thing you're going to lose is ability tracking from like an Omni CD and a kick tracking. So I don't think it'll actually look as different as you might expect it to. Shadow, just be chill. But we'll see. We'll see. But I do think like if I go on beta right now, my UI on beta looks almost identical to this that's on my screen. Like you wouldn't be, I would suspect you wouldn't be able to look at my UI, my beta UI, and instantly know that was beta. Add-ons cannot hook into the chat and read it. No. Oh yeah, so those being gone, I'm actually not a fan of those being. I'm really concerned about those being gone, but because it's not. I don't think the game does a good enough job of telling us when things are happening to us. So we'll see. And I actually know a lot of players who, if it wasn't for those air horns, would have no idea that a mechanic was on them. Like think about GTFO, right? How many people? I'm actually curious. I'm going to look that up. How many people have GTFO installed? Let's see. GTFO has 91 million downloads. That seems excessive. That seems like a lot more than we have people. 91 million downloads of GTFO. That's a lot of people who don't know when they're standing in things and need that alert. Yeah. I don't like the air horns. I like the audio packs that are voice that tell you frontal, defensive, personal. And I don't think we're losing that in I don't think we're losing that when it comes to Zoom. Manny, I'm going to give you assist. Only invite people that are 740 item level, please, while I feed Shadow. Only 740s. That's good. That's good, Rico. But there are people who, without it, would have no idea they were standing in things. I'm just going to get into the raid and then feed Shadow. Yeah, it definitely helps. It's definitely an advantage. Just give me 1 sec. I'll be right back, chat. You want some? I'm back. Thought you had it to make the. Yeah, when it goes off, you need to move. All right, I'm back. I can go back to inviting Manny. Thank you for your assistance. Oh, don't decline people. If you decline people, they message me. Yeah, I don't ever decline people here. I decline them in Mythic Plus because you can only sign up for 5 keys at a time. And I just feel like if I know I'm not going to take you, I want you to be able to sign up for something else. But when I decline people in here, I get DMs. And I don't know how many more people I can put on my block list. Getting close to cap. All right, let's get some summons out. I do. Okay. Here, my issue with feeding Shadow early is that she is starting to learn that if she acts like that, it means she'll get food. And that's not good, I don't think. I shouldn't be teaching her that. So we'll see. That shouldn't be what she learns from this. But maybe she will. Anyway, Midnight's coming. It's coming March 2nd. Very fast, very soon. I think it's about 13 weeks, 12 weeks. But when you start to factor in Christmas break and stuff like that, then we start to look at like maybe it's 10 weeks, maybe it's 9 weeks. Yeah, February 3rd. You're kind of trying to teach a foster bulldog that if he barks for me, my only response is to put him outside. That's good training for if they have to use the bathroom. I thought you said you had ordered pizza, Manny. Let's talk about that date thing because I think it drives me a little bit. So the goated #1 date, we're gonna do a date listing tier list. No, you should order pizza. Date list, yeah, let's go. Date listing tier list. So #1 S tier, top of the list is day, 3 letters for the month, year. So 3 MAR for March, and then 2026. That's the goated. You can't beat that. No confusion. Everybody instantly knows the day and the month and the year. We all get that. Next, immediately behind that, we have one or two exactly. So Nick sent me an image. This is actually a really good image. This accurately depicts what I'm about to say next. So the #1 that I mentioned is the one where it's like the day, 3 letters, and then the year. That you can't beat that because it literally says what it is. Why are you not showing? Okay. This #2 in the list would be day, month, year. This is great. This, as the days roll over, so you hit the 31st. If this was like a set of gears, the smallest gear would be the first one. it hits 31. It then moves the next year one spot to the next month. Then it hits 31 again, or hits 30. The next one moves again another spot. Eventually, that's one. The second one moves 12 times. Then the year one moves. That's number 2. This is the second one. Then we have year, month, day. Same thing, but in reverse. Love it. I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't understand how this country functions with the rest of the world. Like, this is so insane to me. It's the amount of variance from least to most. Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense. It's awful. I hate it. Oh, did I not get credit for that boss? Oh, there it is. It's how they say it. March 2nd, 2026. Yeah, they don't say well, they do say July 4th. They say July 4th. They also say 4th of July, but they do say July 4th. Bold of you to think that country functions. It's just so, I don't know, man. My brain hates it. My brain hates it, but it works for some people, so whatever. It's just irritating when you're trying to work with them. And the funny thing is, because their military works with so many other countries all over the world, their military doesn't use that format, which is hilarious to me. You ever see the expiration date of some beers? Yeah, no, you're right. I've seen expiration dates where it's like, I don't know if this expires in 2 years or if it expired 6 years ago. I just have no fucking idea what's going on here. I just don't understand. Yeah, some expiry dates are wild. So you could say they're an international company, but you could also make the argument that they are an American-based company, and it should be expected that they're going to use the most commonly used American styling. Also, and I mean this in the nicest possible way, there was no situation where that game was coming out February 3rd. So nobody should have been actually shocked to find out that it was March 2nd. You would read it and immediately go, February 3rd. No, that's too early. They must be doing the American version. But it makes for some great memes on Twitter. Great memes on Twitter. Cowley did the one where it was the Hydras from the D&D cartoon, where the two heads are mean looking and the one head's got its eyes crossed and its tongue hanging out. Yeah. You weren't shocked, but you did think it. Oh, so I thought it would be February, but I thought like February 17th to 26th range. Yeah. Anyway, I'm excited. I'm excited to get my hands on it. Housing comes out next week. We are the center of the used numbers. You seem far too reasonable to be an American, Yuzoff. So I don't know. I'm gonna press X to doubt. Did you immigrate there? Did you move there from somewhere in Europe or from Canada? That's my assumption. Neek was guessing March 6th. You were wrong, Neek. You were born in the heart of the American South. Ooh, let's see if I can guess. The heart of the America. Now, does America consider Texas the South? I think Texas is the heartland. Man, I'm so bad at America. I'm going to say Texas. Are you in Texas? Yes. I nailed it. Oh, Texas is, so you're not from Texas, but Texas is considered the South. Okay. Are people killing other bosses? Is that what's happening? It must be. Okay, so Texas is South, but you're not from Texas. But you said fuck Texas. So that could mean you're a Tennessee resident. I'm basing this solely on my knowledge of the NFL, and I know that Tennessee does not like Texas. Think more redneck. Arkansas. I don't know if that's more redneck, but it sounds more redneck. I don't think of Georgia as being redneck, Neek. I think of Georgia as being more potentially problematic in their opinions and views on other people. I'm going to say Arkansas. I don't know if Arkansas is the South, though. This is fun. My American geography is awful. Florida wouldn't be redneck. You wouldn't have said red. Ooh, Alabama. Ooh, I want to. Can I change my answer to Alabama? Yeah. Yeah. Cousin Love would have given it to me. Although I guess I knew South, so I wouldn't have said West Virginia. No offense to any West Virginians in here. Happy Thanksgiving, all Americans. Alabama, that makes sense. That makes sense. Mix in more Cousin Love. So you're a big fan of the Anduin and Farron story, then? Remind you of home. Oh, it's fun. As it was. There's not as much girly pop in this playlist as I hoped, but I am vibing with these tunes. These are working for me. Also, if there are any Americans in chat who are like, I can't believe what just came out of this man's mouth, those were jokes. We're having fun. We're just having fun. It's okay to laugh at yourself. Everybody else is laughing at you. You might as well join them. Look at that. Maybe not that one. Yeah. Okay. Nighthold's almost done. What are we going to do after remix raids today? You've purged all the southern traits from your body, so you come off as less American. What is your favorite thing about Alabama? What's your number one? This thing about Alabama is amazing, and I'm so happy about it. Actually, let's do that for everybody. Neek, what's your favorite thing of where you live in the north, right? What's your favorite thing about living in the north, Neek, of the UK? Nothing. Alabama is terrible. Okay. Too hot and humid. What about the football team? You got a great football team down there? Or the fact that you can shorten it to just Bama? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Pico, what's your favorite part of Germany? What's your favorite thing about living in Germany? For those of you who don't know, Pico lives in like this beautiful fairy tale town where everybody lives in a castle and all the streets are cobblestone and it's just gorgeous. I don't think that qualifies as doxing you because I didn't say the name of the town. Oh, you know what we should do after this? I know what we'll do. When we finish the remix raids, the Raider IO theme for Transmog Thursday this week is light and shadow. And I think we'll put together a Transmog set for the theme. The North, it's perfect. No natural disasters, nice countryside, no London. London is amazing. London is one of the best cities I've ever been in. I'm a huge fan of London. You people from the UK that poo-poo on London should travel to more places because you will gain an appreciation for your city. Font of Night. One of the best things about living here might give away too much where you live. Ah, gotcha. Okay, so let's not say that then. London is a country. London is amazing. It's lovely, but you'll never live there. Hong Kong is the best city you've been to. I've not been to Hong Kong. London is definitely top 5. Number 1 would surprise you. My top 5 cities that I've either lived in or visited. Let's see. I want to make sure I get this right. I don't want to mess it up. I know what number 1 is. I think I know what number 2 is. Number 3. If you're number 4. What would be number 5 of my top 5? And once I have them, I'll let you know. Which city would I say is number 5? That's tough. That's tough. Oh, snap. Whoa, Chiniman. What'd you think of the raid, sir? Welcome in, welcome in. Emerald the Nightmare, if you want to stay. Hello, Wochi. I didn't order it yet, Wochi. I logged in to do Dungeons first. Or not Dungeons, Remix Raids. And I don't know why I jumped off that building. There we go. Yeah, I haven't gone yet, so I am going. Thank you for coming in. What'd you think for the raid? How was the rest of your stream? How are you doing? Are you heading off for some rest? Folks who came in with Wochi, welcome in. My name is Sean. I am the host of the Radar.io Weekly Reliever podcast and co-host of For Azeroth. As well, I stream Warcraft, watch a lot of movies, and talk far too much. I hope you like what you see. Hang out, stick around, and we're going to Emerald Nightmare. Boom. Emerald Nightmare. Long day at work. Okay, so let's go. I'm gonna do cities that my top 5 cities. Oh, you know what? I know what they are now. Okay. Top 5 cities that I've either visited or lived in. And we'll start with number 5. Number 1 is going to shock you. Number 5 is Montreal, Canada. Montreal is a beautiful city. It's extremely eclectic. It is easy to walk around and navigate. They have a lovely public transportation system. And there was a small pub called Le Cheval Blanc, which is translated to the White Horse. And it was a microbrewery that had the most lovely blonde lager I've ever tasted back when I used to drink. Montreal also has a lovely theme park called La Ronde. I'm not a roller coaster fan, but they had amazing roller coasters there that I rode. So number 5 city that I've visited or been to, Montreal. Number 4, Trondheim, Norway. I went to Trondheim during my 2018 deployment, and no, my 2016 deployment when I was in Trondheim. And I had this weird awakening, and I felt drawn to Nordic mythology when I got there. I landed there and it was just this town or this city feels, I feel something. It was the first time I think I could ever remember actually feeling any sort of connection to a spiritual belief system. And it was a really, really gorgeous spot. Expensive, but it was gorgeous. It was winter time, so there was just this light dusting of snow all over everything. And I would live there. I think if I had to live in Scandinavia, Trondheim would be on the list of places I would want to go. That's number 4. Number 4. Number 3, London. You can't beat London, folks. You cannot beat London. It tops Amsterdam. It tops any other city in Canada. It tops all of the American cities I've ever been to. London has a flawless public transportation system. It has lovely people. It has food. It's the best I can say about the food, but it has food. It's got history. You can feel the gravitas, the weight of history when you're in London, and it's just amazing. I've been in London twice. Both times were magical events filled with good friends and good memories. London is number 3 on the list. Listen, the London transport is that go anywhere else, go to any other city and use their transportation, and you will immediately gain an appreciation for the London transport system. It's so good. It's so good. Panda, it's amazing. Go to Toronto and try to navigate their transport system. Come to Halifax, Nova Scotia, where we don't have the tube, where our buses are on randomized schedules. Like you might wait 15 minutes for a bus, or you might wait 45 minutes for a bus. You have no idea. It's amazing. Trust me, you have no appreciation for what it's like to try to get around anywhere in any other city. London is amazing. Like 10 out of 10. It is the standard for public transportation on the planet. It's so good. All right, that's number 3. That's number 3. Number 2, my second favorite city ever. London's the same. It's every 5 minutes there's a new subway or a new bus. It's that clockwork is just amazing. So that's number 3. Number 2, my second favorite city ever. I'm about to start a dungeon or raid, so you need to be chill. I just fed you. Do not scream at me. Number 2, Cadiz, Spain. I've been to Cadiz twice, and it's like this old pirate town. It's a little island off the coast of Spain, and its beaches are like this beautiful white sand, and it's just beach from end to end. It's all beach, and it has these old Spanish buildings that are so close together, and the streets are all cobblestones, but the cobblestones are uneven because they're so old, and the buildings are so close together that the sunlight only hits you sometimes. I had an Airbnb where I stayed there once, and I went to this courtyard that was outside of a church. So it was like a Sunday, and there was this big courtyard with like little shops around it and houses, and this church at the end of it. And I sat at this little coffee shop having a coffee, and across from me at another table was these, I think it was four or five older Spanish men sitting there Sunday morning in suits, like just wearing suits, sipping their coffee, or I think it was probably espresso or cappuccino for them. And people were like coming up and like paying reverence to them. And in my head canon, I was like watching like a mafia family, like a little group of, these guys are somebody important here in this community. And it was amazing. And it was so peaceful and so quiet. I loved Cadiz. I would go back in a heartbeat. I would spend the rest of my time there. So nice. That's number 2, my second favorite. Special shout out before I give you number 1, before I say what my favorite city ever is, I would like to give some special shout outs. Special shout out to Amsterdam. I enjoyed Amsterdam, but it doesn't make the top 5, unfortunately. Special shout out to Ottawa, which is the capital of Canada. It's a beautiful city. The Rideau Canal is gorgeous. Special shout out to Quebec City in Canada as well, which catches a lot of grief because people tend to give everything in Quebec grief. But it is another city where the buildings are old, and it's just really, you can really feel the history when you're there. I'd like to give a special shout out to Barcelona as well. There's a church in Barcelona I can't remember. That's the Basilica de Familia, I believe. And the architect who designed it has this famous quote that because the church is designed and it's all there's no straight lines. The entire church is all curved. And the architect who designed it had this quote that was, "The straight line belongs to man, but the curved line belongs to God." And it is, if you ever are in Barcelona and get a chance to go to the Basilica, go and see it. It's beautiful. It's breathtaking. So a special shout out to Barcelona. Unfortunately, none of the countries in North Africa that I went to were really memorable to me. I was hoping Tunisia would be when we were there, but it wasn't. Because I'm a Star Wars fan, and that's where they filmed a lot of Star Wars, but I just didn't enjoy it. We were in Israel for a bit. I didn't like that. I went to Egypt. Egypt can get launched into the fucking sun. What a horrible experience Egypt was. I was so sad after that. Anyway, number one. My number one country all time, 10 out of 10, no notes. If I had to live anywhere else, and obviously money was no object, it is Lisbon, Portugal. Lisbon's temperature is perfect. The people are amazing. The area is beautiful. The city is very, very walkable. And public transit is great in Lisbon. And the waterfront is amazing. And there is this little cafe on top of a cliff. It's all glass walls that you can sit in and watch in the harbor and just watch the ships come and go. And I love Lisbon. So that's number one all time. Morocco. I hated Morocco. Morocco, we were in Casablanca and it smelled like piss and vomit. The entire city. What an awful, awful experience Morocco was. I would never recommend anybody go to Morocco. I hated it. It was horrible. Sorry. I did not enjoy my time there. Yeah, Lisbon's amazing. Yeah, I hated Morocco. It was just, it felt like too many people jammed into a can. It was just, oof. What a horrible experience. Sorry, Chad, just give me a sec. Okay. Where are we at here? I have not heard the London Underground song, no. Oh, you. Why are you texting me? Oh. Oh no. Ah, no. This is why you shouldn't text and drive, people. They'll mail it. Karma. Karma for what, Pico? For I've been delightful this whole stream. A few places in Mexico that you'd recommend? Okay. I've not been to Mexico. I've been to the Dominican, but just once, and it was at a resort, so that doesn't really count. I've not done any of South America. Angelique says I would love Uruguay. Why? Oh, it wasn't angrily. It was just curious. Oh, we're fighting something, so I'm stuck. Rip. Rip a Rooney. Any more spicy tweet sneak that we can react to? Hey, Davina, what's up? How you feeling? If I could work remote, I would live in a small town with fantastic internet and a well-stocked LCBO. Man, you should buy my house. Can you work remote? You can buy my house. We have great internet, and the liquor store is literally right there. I can see it from my porch. Yeah, give you a good deal. Do, do. Uh, oh, release. Pico, I saw your response to makes. Are you not assuming they'll do 2 weeks before the first raid launches like they did with War Within? My Shando. Uh, I think I did. Oh, I read week 1 no raids, week 2 Void Spire. So that's not what you're saying then. Right? Let's go to the calendar. So yeah, so there's 2 weeks of okay, it was the image that was in the reply that confused me because it's 2 weeks before 2 weeks of no raids if March 17th is heroic. Yeah, okay. I was nervous for a second. I'm no longer nervous. Yeah, yeah. I've not heard that they're not going to do that anyway. Hopefully that is the case. I imagine we'll get like an actual post here soon, probably after Thanksgiving. I can't. Oh, the 3 to 4. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the race. I can't imagine what the race looks like this time with the raid breakup the way that it is, because the teams will just be doing mythic splits until Quelled and Ass comes out. So you're not going to want to have them travel. You're not going to say leave them home for Void Spire and Dream Rift and fly them out for Quelled and Ass because it's a 2-boss raid. And you don't want them to miss that time that they'll be doing splits while they're traveling. And you probably also don't want to fly them out for Void Spire and Dream Rift and then keep them for Quel'Thanas. So it's really strange. I mean, obviously Blizzard's not concerned with what the race world first looks like, but um, yeah. I guess the best thing we can hope for is that because even if the March on Quel'Thanas is cleared in a reset, you know, it's still going to be the first week of Mythic, 10 days to clear that, and then 2 more weeks of nothing. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. And our coverage, yeah, gee, that's hopefully like ramp up, die down, ramp up type thing, maybe. You know what I mean? All hands on deck, down to a skeleton crew for the interim, and then bring more hands back on or something. It's not going to be fun from a POV of the viewers either. Trial of Valor, Manny. We're going to do Trial of Valor. Yeah, I'm curious to see how it all plays out. It's going to be long. It's going to be a long one. I wouldn't be shocked to see one or more of the race teams doing remote events. Although the advantage to having everybody in location, I don't know. It's gonna be weird, and we're not gonna know anything till we know, right? My guess is after Thanksgiving, Blizzard will put out a post stating, "Here's the schedule." That's my hope, anyway. Start a group, Trial of Valor, Mythic, Zoom. But who knows? Who knows? It's gonna be crazy. It's all over tonight. Yeah, Neek's a housing main now. Oh, did that kick us out? Why did that kick us out? Why does that happen sometimes? List. I do love woodworking. You want to whittle some wood with me, cool guy? Lots of midnight giveaways. Do you need butter? Or a butler? MDIY, Mythic Do-It-Yourself? The affixes are that Shadow gets treats every 5 seconds or release squirrels for her to chase. Dude, ever tell the story about Shadow catching and killing a squirrel? We used to go for walks on these, where we lived in the city. We lived behind like this provincial trail system, and we would go for walks all the time, and it was all off leash because I was ignorant of the regulations. But yeah, it was all off leash, and so we would walk through these woods, and Shadow would like fly through. I would be on the trail, and she would be flying through the woods. And there was these squirrels that lived there, and one day, one of them was like chittering at her from the ground, and she ran at it and caught it and had it in her mouth. And she's got a pretty good release command, so I told her out immediately. But she had hurt this squirrel, so then the squirrel was just screaming on the side of the trail, just screaming because it had been in her mouth and she'd obviously heard it. And I had to put it out of its misery with a rock, and it was an awful experience. And then for Christmas that year, my mom bought Shadow this stuffed toy that was like a hollowed out tree log with 3 little stuffed squirrels that go inside of it. And Shadow loved it. And I was just like, my dog is vicious. She would never catch a squirrel now. She's too heavy, so that's good. But when she was young, it was look out. I used to joke that the squirrels afterwards, I would joke that the squirrels referred to her as the destroyer. Watson off leash, his nose would catch a smell. You would never see me. Oh, really? Shadow's got pretty good recall, and she's got good recall. She's got good release command, like release if I tell her to drop something. And she also like does not like to be out of my sight when we're out doing things. She will like stay right with me. So Sean doing flat pack is peak anger. Yeah, I was really distraught. I love animals, so it was really hard for me to do that. But the screams of a squirrel, I will never forget. Your Springador did catch a pigeon in a bush when she was a puppy. Oh my god! Yeah, it is in their nature. I'm gonna let Shadow out, Manny. If these guys want to, if they go to start this, let them start. I'm not too fussed. I'll be right back. I won't go without you. There you go. Oh, they waited for me. Oh no, they didn't. He did. You have what is called Squirrel War 3 in our yard. The squirrels want the pecans from our tree, and so do the dogs. The squirrels will sit in the tree and throw pecans at the dogs. The score is currently Squirrel 0, Watson 9. He's killed 9 squirrels. Now that's the destroyer. No, I didn't want you to wait, Manny. I'll just come down. That's hilarious. Let's go, Watson. Chad, it's locked in. I'm definitely ordering pizza tonight. My no sugar was ruined with breakfast, so we make it a big day. Persephone said it was okay. Persephone said I didn't have to abide by my diet because it's Thanksgiving. So that's how that works. We're gonna blame my guildie who came to town, and I went out to visit them. You had Chinese. Ooh, that sounds lovely. Worst one was when he dragged a dead one into the house. Yeah, that's good. That you know when Shadow was a puppy, she brought a mouse into our house, and I had 2 dogs at the time. I had her, and I had a Yorkie poo. And it was alive. And when she dropped it, it like started running. We had 2 cats and 2 dogs, and they were very attentive to the location of that mouse. And we were really worried about it. We managed to scoop it up and then drive it away and put it somewhere so it got away safe. But our cats were killers. We found there used to be a barn like a street over behind our house, and they tore it down. And I guess there had been a bunch of rats there, and the rats started spreading throughout the neighborhood, looking for a new place to live. And there was a lot of rats. So we had 2 cats that were both outdoor cats, and we at one point found it was like a rat grave under our patio. There was like 6 or 7 rat corpses that the cats had gutted, and one of our cats went missing, and our neighbors were like, "You need to find him because we've had so little problems with rodents since your cats have been here." Yeah. Oh, there's nothing better than when a good food spot is delivering. Yeah, I do love that when a place offers delivery. Do you guys have Uber Eats there, Pico? Probably not. We don't have it here because we're so small. We have DoorDash, though. You've returned from an invigorating shower. We're all clean. Zuthoth is clean. Let's leave this group. How do I say your name? Because there's a Y. Is it Yizuthoth? Yizuthoth? Yizatoth? How do I pronounce? I think Yizatoth. I think I want it to be that. Too small? Yeah, I figured. With Watson and 3 cats, you pity a mouse. Yeah, any mouse in your house doesn't stand a chance. Not a chance. Ooh, I got a message. Nice. You have to, or you did? Oh, you're saying you need to take a break. Okay, yeah. I got you. I'm gonna do a transmog up, I think. Once I finish off all of my chores here. You like your name being open to interpretation. Everyone says it differently. There's no right way because you made it up. I like that. That's a fun way to think of it. All right, let's try and do this in some semblance of an orderly fashion. Do we have any bags? We don't. Let's pop this guy. Let's pop this guy. Let's pop this guy. Oh, we got a bag. We got a warden's bag. Where do the wardens live? Right there. Where are we going today, Grandmaster? Sounds like Zootooth in your head. Zootooth. I can see that. I can be your long lost pal. Do, 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 do. You can call me Betty. And Betty, when I call you, you can call me. Yeah. Or I could call you Betty. That's what it is. Delicious. Okay. We'll turn this wardens in. I'm excited to do this transmog today. This theme is, we'll bring the theme up and we'll show the theme to everybody. And if you are a transmog fan, or if you just like contests and winning prizes, we do a Transmog Thursday contest. I'll say every Thursday, but we pause it for certain things like Race to World First and stuff like that. But otherwise, it's every Thursday, and we get some really good entries. Okay, let's go back to the island. Shadow, don't eat your foot, please. Don't eat your foot, please. Pico, how long has the Transmog Thursday competition been going on? If you know offhand. Ever since you joined the team? Oh, it was like the first thing you implemented? The exception. We got a lot of things to click. A lot of clicky things here coming up in the next few seconds. All right, boom. We've landed. We open. We click this homie. We got 20 of these to do, or 19 of these to do. I do think this was neat the way they changed this animation with every new phase that came out. I thought that was a nice touch. If they do another remix, which I am torn between wanting and not wanting, but if they do one, I would want it to be Shadowlands, I think. I think a Shadowlands remix of I know some people are like really eager for Warlords or Wrath. And don't get me wrong, both of those expansions have great stories and great leveling campaigns and some beautiful, beautiful transmog. But hear me out. With the way that Remix makes transmog and mounts and toys so accessible through the bronze system. I think Shadowlands is the next best option for it, because right now Shadowlands, if you look at the back catalog of Warcraft expansions and which one will be the hardest to collect for, it's definitely Shadowlands, because so many collectibles are tied to a specific covenant, and then you have to get anima for that covenant, and you have to get grateful offerings and all this weird stuff for the when you're doing your whatever your mini game is for that covenant. So putting all of that into Remix and just giving us a remix, Shadowlands remix, I think goes a long way for a lot of people who would wear and enjoy some of the transmog from Shadowlands and who want mounts from there. Maybe you don't have all the Zereth Mortis mounts farmed out because you couldn't be bothered with the prototype building mechanics. Warfront. So the BFA Warfront sets would also be really nice, but you could just make Warfronts soloable, and then you could potentially farm that stuff out, right? So that's a fix that could make for that. The Warfront stuff does look nice, but I really do think Shadowlands is the one that we benefit from the most. So if there is another remix, and I'm on the fence on whether or not there should be, I would like for it to be Shadowlands. I do think we need to be cognizant of the fact that we don't want it to start to feel too formulaic. So I don't know for sure that another remix is something we want, but my vote will be Shadowlands. Blizzard, if you're listening, let me get some of that sweet Covenant transmog without all of that extra work. Oh, I got to turn this one up. This is my jam. Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing at the... Very true. I know if they did that, I'd end up farming them all to save bronze like I did in Legion with the class halls, even though now I have nothing to buy and millions of bronze. Yeah, you guys were, I think, a little crazy, a little silly for doing what you did. In Dan's case, it made sense because he knew he would be busy creating content for the upcoming expansion, but there was no world where you were ever going to be busy making videos. So for you to do it ahead of time feels weird. Okay, I own all of the transmog, which means I have hit my goal. I'm going to keep going till I have the mounts because what's my verse at? 760. I'm going to keep going till I have the mounts because why not? You know, they're cheap. Better to have a mount and not need it than to need a mount and not have it. But I will never use any of these mounts. They're hideous. I think that is the thing that is what prevents me from being a mount collector the most. I wouldn't get the joy from just seeing the number go up. And I actually feel like Remix sort of cheapens mount collecting. Considering we had MOP and now Legion Remix, which have added probably over 100 mounts to people's collections for very little effort. So, I don't know. Okay, that's that done. What do we got? We're down to one page of mounts here. And then the class ones, I need to buy Demon Hunter because I won't be leveling a Demon Hunter. And then the rest of them I have to earn, I believe. Oh, and Warrior I can buy because I won't be leveling a Warrior. And maybe Druid. Let's check. Let's check if I have the Druid mount. It does cheapen it. Yeah, you're a mount collector. I guess I could just ask the mount collectors here how they feel. Manny's a mount collector. Neek's a mount collector. Do you feel cheapened? Does your collecting feel like they've sort of pulled the... Is this the equivalent of nerfing a boss after you've brogged it? You're glad you can stop and don't need to do what you're doing and running all the raids daily. This would have burnt massively. This doesn't even register to me. It's because I'm doing it well. If I wasn't streaming, I would be somewhere in a channel talking to people. So this is mindless to me. This doesn't even register as content happening. I don't feel burnt out from it because it doesn't spark any emotion in me at all. It's just, as you mentioned, checking boxes. Oh shoot! Did you just buy all those, Manny? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You went 9 mounts after that? What is the Druid class hall mount called? Does anybody know? You're 400% verse. I don't need any more. I'm not with that attitude. It's at least one expansion's old content. I don't care how easy it is for people to get mounts, mogs. Stuff is only for exclusive. Yeah, yeah, give it. If it's current content, if it's the current expansion, I think you should keep it as is. I'm not even super concerned like with Dragonflight stuff. I say open that up too, but I know they typically do one expansion skip for Legacy, and I'm fine with that. It doesn't. I don't. To me, the exclusivity argument doesn't really register. It doesn't even move the needle. Like somebody else having something that I worked for and felt rewarded from getting doesn't impact my journey. You know what I mean? So Lunar Wing, is that what it is? Lunar Wing? It's not Lunar Wing. Yeah, the prestige wears off me as soon as it's not current. I agree. Neek says he doesn't think it cheapens it for him. He doesn't care or place value on what he has versus what others have. You do it for him and him alone. Exactly. Druid's a travel form. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Let me go see. It's a green owl. Boop. Let's see. Do I have it? Travel form. It's a green owl. I'm guessing I don't. It's a flight form. Is it this one? Scornwing? No, Scornwing is the recolor version. So I don't have it, is what we're hearing here. What we're taking from this, right? Like this looks like the Fell version, right? Or is this the non-Fell version? It's called Lunar Wing. I don't have it in here, so maybe it's not listed until you've unlocked it. That seems silly. Never felt compelled to buy a carry for a mount I can't otherwise obtain from doing the content on my own or with my group. Overall, you're resilient to FOMO. Yeah, I wish I was. I like to think that I am, but there are definitely times when I definitely feel FOMO. So this green one is the. I wish I could move him. This Scornwing is the remix version. It must be. It says Legion Remix source. Okay. So I don't have the Druid. I wonder how far along I am in the class order hall here. I can like teleport to Dream Grove, right? Like for the Demon Hunter, I was on the class mount quest chain, so I saw no need to level a Demon Hunter. But for Druid, I'm not sure where I'm at. Let's find out. The best way to do that, I think, is to come here and see if I have any quests available, and then I can check my quest completion thing. I'd like to be able to take Druid off the list. I don't want to have to level a Druid. I do not have BTW quests, no. But there are low-level quest. Oh, I do have a quest here. Okay. Way to Nordrasil. Time has come for us to use the Idol of the Wilds to compete with Malorn. The ritual will require a great deal of power, so we have decided the convenient Nordrasil and drop on the World Tree's essence. No time to waste. Is this going to give me... Is this the one that's going to give me the mount? Let's look it up. Way to Nordrasil. Comments. Here's the remainder of the Druid Order Hall campaign. Oh, this is like the second quest in the chain, isn't it? It is. So the way this is, it's the second quest in the Druid Hall campaign. I think I will do this as opposed to leveling one in Remix. I'm not that far off here, so we'll accept. All right. Hold, please, caller. Oh, I'll need to do mission tables. Oh, I forgot about mission tables. I might end up making a druid in Remix. The mission table quests are awful. Okay. We're going to do a transmog. Let's look at this theme. We're going to shift off Remix Brain, and we're going to look at this. Open link. So here is... This is the Thursday theme. The theme for this Thursday is light and shadow. I'll read the little thing that Pico wrote for us. This week, we walk the razor's edge between radiance and ruin. We face two forces forever at odds, forever intertwined. One can't exist without the other. Your theme, light and shadow. Your prize, Lil Ursoc. Shine bright, fade dark, blur the line. The choice is yours. Let your transmog tell the story of the powers battling within you. Good luck, have fun, and may your glow never betray your voidy secrets. The winner will be announced on Monday. Okay, so... Oh, yeah. This is... Now we're jamming. So... Yeah, live will take a lot longer, North. Okay, then maybe I will do Remix. Let's do this. So I think we should do 2 transmogs. We should do 1 light and 1 shadow. I want this to be interactive, though. I don't want this to be just me doing transmogs because I can do that quietly by myself in my bedroom. Let's do this together. So first thing we need to think about, which one do we want to start with? Do we want to start with light or do we want to start with shadow? So whoever writes one of those in chat first will be what we start with. Ooh, I'm waiting. Who's typing? Someone's typing. Shadow. We're starting with shadow. Okay, it's going to be really unfortunate for me to keep saying that with her in the room. Now, next step, we need to pick a character. So I'll go through my characters, and we'll pick which one we want to thematically match to the shadow theme. So first up, we have Drexari. He's a blood elf demon hunter. We have Drexel, a dwarven warrior. We have Drexidin, another dwarven paladin. Drex and Decay, a blood elf death knight. Maybe potentially shadowy. We have Drexel, the blood elf paladin. We have Drex Prime, my OG character, blood elf rogue. Drexplode is my blood elf mage. Then we can't really do it with Legion characters, but we do have Drexstruction, who is a demonology warlock. We're not going to do this one. Drexmix is my Pandaren monk. We have Drexiplin. Now, this is interesting. Drexiplin is a Void Elf priest. So, Void Elf priest could be very shadow themed. And we could also switch her to, she's disciplined right now, or holy. But we could also switch her to Shadow if we wanted. And can I just say, before we do anything else, that this transmog that I've put together makes her look like she's on like Star Trek or she's a member of the X-Men, and I love it. And I think it's amazing. Anyway. Yeah. All right, Touch of Drex, my monk, currently in my Vi cosplay from Arcane. Drex Bear is a bear. You could do like maybe a Night Warrior thing with Shadow, you know, and the light could be light of the moon. It doesn't necessarily say the light, it just says light. So we could do like a light of the moon thing later. Drexlock, my Void Elf Warlock, another prime option for Shadow. Although when I think of Shadow, I don't necessarily think of Warlock. Drex Bow, Human Hunter, Drexarian, Evoker, Director Evoker. My Undead Priest, Panic at the Disco. At the Disco is his guild. This is Panic. And Drex Totem, my Fire, or my Dark Iron Dwarf Shaman. And then Feindrex, my Dwarven Hunter. So, what do we do here? What are we thinking? Do we go with the Void Elf Priest? Because it just makes so much sense for that to be the end. I have lots of options we can do for light, but this is the only one that feels like both racially and class-wise, we could do Shadow and it would make sense. Rogue. Oh. I hear you. Because rogues live in the shadows. Ooh. So we have two choices, priest and or rogue. Warlock and rogue use the void. Rogue would be good. I want to do rogue because I hadn't considered rogue, but now that I'm reading it and thinking about it, I'm sort of getting some like sneaky assassin vibes, which is what I've always sort of envisioned my rogue as. Even this transmog that my rogue's in, I always felt that it was like she was raised from undead. She's a dark ranger, but the mask is like because she can't make any sound, so it like hides even the sound of her breath. Anyway, okay, we're gonna do the rogue. We're gonna do rogue. Let's do it. I would like to keep her female. I don't want to swap her if possible. So we'll do a shadow set. Now, this is where do we start? I typically would start around a tabard and build around that. So maybe we'll start by looking at the tabards that I have available. Okay, let's see. Boom. Grizzly Hills Packmaster. Quick repair. Oh, do I have any gold on this character? I do. Okay. New outfit. Shadow. Okay. So first off, let's look. I do just want to have a look at this. It's pretty basic because it's a full set, but I really liked, except for the headpiece, I really liked the way that this like bandana around the face with the shield had this green gem because the blood elves at the time were fell, and once I unlocked the Dark Ranger skin color and eyes, I swapped to that. I really like the way this outfit looks. And I like these daggers. I'm not a fan of the huge chunky daggers that we see a lot of, and so these ones are something that I gravitate towards a lot. These thinner ones. Okay, so that's my rogue mug. Let's mount up. Boop. Boop. And we're gonna go shadow. Okay, so. Oh, she doesn't even have a tabard on. Shit. Okay, we gotta get a tabard and a shirt. Oh, please. Do I have a shirt in the bank? Warbound. I don't have a shirt in here, but I do have some tabards I can throw on. Oh, there's tabards and shirts here. Follow. No shirts? What are you? Kiss the last night. All right, we're going to buy a shirt. Oh, I can't. It's just an appearance. Shit. I'm going to have to actually get one of those. All right, Guild Tabard. Boom. Oh, there's one in my bags. Oops. Okay. And then we're going to buy a shirt. This'll do. Somebody watching my stream just made 50 gold. Okay. So we have everything equipped. Let's get on the old. There we go. Boom. Now let's start from nothing. So we'll strip down. I used to like this song, but I hate it now because it's in all of these stupid reels and things that I keep getting fed. TikTok actually ruined my enjoyment. Not TikTok, so I guess YouTube Shorts and or Facebook, whatever the Facebook thing is, ruined my ability to enjoy this song. Okay, let's start with. I like starting with a tabard typically, but we're not going to have a lot of options when it comes to shadow under tabards. So we have this one, which is just, oh shit. Ah. Hold on, I got to strip again. When I hear shadow, when I hear the term shadow, I think like dark purples, dark blues, very void themed. But we're not going for that type of shadow theme. We're going for like in the shadows, like assassin, dark, you know, hidden secrets. Okay. Save, apply. There we go. So for tabards, we don't really have a lot of options. We have the classic Midnight Tabard, which is a great looking tabard. What else do we got? Oh, this Scourge tabard is really nice too. Scourge, but she's not. I guess you could technically wear this because you could say she was one of Sylvanas' guards. Sylvanas' assassin. I like this Argus tabard a lot, but I don't wear it really very much. Let's see. Ebon Blade. This is the actual Undercity tabard. That doesn't make sense, though, for the character. Ebon Blade doesn't really make sense. Nothing else here really makes sense. So what do you think? Do we go Midnight? Classic Midnight? Our options are Classic Midnight, Scourge, or none for now and come back to it. We could do like a Midnight Tabard and then put like the purple shirt on. What does that look like without the tabard? What do we think, guys? Do we think shirt with tabard or shirt without tabard? I think the shirt is darker on its own. Tabard, yeah, the tabard hides the purple. I actually kind of like having the purple. Okay. So we're going to go no tabard, I think. All right, let's see what we got for pants. This is going to be the hard one. So we need like some purple, dark purple pants or black pants maybe. Oh, these Horseman's pants could work. Actually, hold on. Let me save this first. We're locking in this shirt. Okay. Oh, these could work too. But I feel like the plates on the sides, because we're going for like that, you know what I mean? Stealthy, hidden in the shadows. We want more leather and less things that can make sound. The chain on this belt would rattle and give you away. Let's see what else we got. Oh, I don't mind these at all. These are quite nice, but they're too bright, I think, for what we want. Too bright. Let's see. Oh, listen, any chance I get to use these, I paid cold hard cash for these sets. I can't wait. Let's see. I don't love being able to see the legs here, but we could use a version that hides the legs. It doesn't match though. Damn it. Purple's just too off. What else we got? None of these skirts are going to match in color either. Little pirate outfit, little flare, little pirate flare, but I don't love that. These ones are meant to have an upper jacket worn with them. It's a good jam. These Sinful Inquisitor legs are nice, but the colors don't really vibe there. I don't know that I'm going to find anything dark enough. It's a shame that this has this flare here. She's a bad, bad girl. I love these legs, but that's not going to work for what we want either. Sinister Gladiators, leather pants, too bulky, too much chain. You want to be able to be quiet. You don't want them to hear you coming. You gotta sneak up on them. I love these sets, but I fear that none of them are going to work. Yeah, I would kill for a dye system, Pico. I don't hate this. I think that green actually goes quite nicely with the purple. We're going to put this on the maybe. Page 13. I mean, it's a little bright, which wasn't necessarily what we were going for, and I don't want to lose the theme. But I do really like these pants. And I don't know that I have anything darker. It's so hard to find nice dark pants these days. Oh, what about these guys? Rivet studded leggings. Okay, okay. Now these are dark. I don't know that they go. We might have to change the shirt because I don't know that they go with that. Let's see what else we got. Nine-tailed leggards. No, I'm not loving that. Oh, we could get like really old school with it with these. Get really old school with it. Ooh, ghost fox leggards. That sounds cool. Let's see. Some nice shorts. Just some nice shorts. Holy smokes. Soapplace. Wow, thank you so much for the raid. That was your stream. Hello, friends of Soapplace. Wow. I'm Sean. You were here just in time to watch me put together a transmog. Welcome in, welcome in. I should sit up for you. I will posture check myself. Thank you so much for the raid. I'm Sean. For those of you who don't know me, I am the host of the Raider.io Weekly No Lever podcast and the co-host of the a co-host of the For Azeroth podcast. I like Warcraft. I like books. I like movies. I talk far too much. Welcome in. Don's here. Cheerful Prophets here. Lots of folks are here. Dutchy Dudars is here. Rachy Roo. These are great names. I really like Twitch names, and those are great names. They spoiled you? That's good. That's good. You deserve it. You deserve it. Snooty Dudars is an amazing Twitch name. Yes, we're doing a transmog. Every week, Raider.io does a theme, and this week's theme is light and shadow. And so we're starting with the shadow theme. It's also my dog's name, so every time I say it, she gets up. And we talked about what character to do, and we decided to go with a rogue, and we're going to do like an in the shadows sort of sneaky assassin vibe. And I'm just trying to find some pants to go with this amazing top. So that's where we're at. Oh, Shadow Pet's coming right up. We have a new shadow cam, so I don't know. I gotta make sure I get this. Hey, come here. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Are you on the camera? Can they see you? Can they see how happy you are? There we go. Okay. Ugh. Boop. I'm back. So yeah, we're trying to find some pants to go with this top, or alternatively, if we find other pants that work, we'll swap both the top. Yeah, she's mad at me now though because she wants more. Now she's giving me the gears. Oh, I think these pants actually match pretty good. Am I crazy? These guys aren't bad either. Am I crazy? Like, does the purple in the knees here almost look like it's an exact match for this? Page 23, top right. Let's remember this. I like this. I think this might be a winner. A winner, chicken dinner. Please stop barking at me. How did they spoil you today, Soph? What did and if you have to run, I know what it's like when your stream ends, so just want to get out. Please feel free. 23 top right. Yeah. We remember that. We might be locking that in. Oh, these are also nice. I don't love the fur, but these are nice pants too. We're getting into some tough decisions now, Pico. Some tough decisions. How did the stream spoil you? What did you get up to? They broke a hype train record. Oh my goodness, really? Good things happen to and for good people. I'm a firm believer in that. So if they broke a hype train record, that's why. That is why. This set here, so this is just off topic. This is not doable for the shadow set, but this set that you get from Wailing Caverns is one of the best leather sets, bar none. Hey, Ecodome leggings. But these aren't from Ecodome Aldani. Oh, black tuxedo pants. We could just go black tuxedo pants. You had to spin the wheel to decide what to do in WoW today. Good laughs. You had to make a horde and your alliance. Alliance? Listen, I get it. I also think Stormwind is an amazing city and would much rather the indoor plumbing that comes with that than what I assume is just buckets in the huts at Orgrimmar. So I feel you there. No offense to my horde mains out there, my horde friends, but I couldn't do it. Oh. Do we go with these thug pants? Okay, so we have to decide. It's gonna be either yeah, the Thug Pants name fits, and I actually think they look good. I'm gonna lock in these Thug Pants. The tough part will be finding boots. But I think we should lock in these Thug Pants. Apply, save. Do we want to consider swapping the top? No, I think I still want the purple. I'm just worried because this and this is both purple, and I don't want it to clash. So I'm a little bit worried about that. This playlist is rocking today. I'm gonna leave it like this for now. We may check through our chest pieces to see if another one it batches better. And then we just keep the high collar, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's look. We got to find boots. We got to find some boots that work with this. So the boots, I would like form-fitting boots that look like they'll be quiet. I love this thing. I wish I could justify this. Shadow, no, it's okay. It's okay. Please stop. Oh, I actually think these guys might be the play. No, I want to try to not have the calf showing. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? These are also nice. These are from the tier 3 recolor. But I don't think they're the play for this set. I don't like boots that do this weird cuff thing at the top. I don't understand why there's so many of those. They're not for me. I guess that doesn't mean they're not for anybody, but they're just not for me. What do we got here? Sibelian's boots. No, we don't want to. We want to hide the legs. What's the highest boots we've got? We were perfect. Yeah, that stupid cuff on so many. Yeah, I this, like I said, this was my first character. Was initially a human female rogue, but I had to swap off because all of the boots on them from back then looked awful, and I swapped everything to Blood Elf when BC came out. Burning Crusade launched, and I was just like everything full send Blood Elf. Let's go. Oh, oh. I don't. We might have to swap these pants. These are called silent leathers. Okay, we're gonna swap the pants. 23 top right was the other one. Deadly Gladiator leggings. That doesn't work. No. There was another pair on page 13 that I liked, wasn't there? Oh, it was these guys. I really like these pants, but I don't know that they work with the theme. I really want an excuse to use them. They're like almost like a Jinx look with the nice bright green. All right. 23 top right. We'll go back to thug pants for now. I'm thinking we might have to come off thug pants. Just because this knee, what's happening here at the knees is not good. So I feel like we might be off thug pants. And these are called silent leathers. So that is just a great name for boots, especially for this look we're going for. Sandals of the Arch Druid. No, these are nice as well. And they kind of hide the knee thing, but they're just too bright. They remind me of like 1990s Shawn Michaels boots. Like these are Bret the Hitman Hart boots. Brutus the Barber Beefcake. That's what these are. For any of you who are not old enough to remember that, those were some wrestlers. Oh, these boots would maybe work. Shawn Michaels was the good. Did I ever tell you about the time that I met Diesel? Diesel came to he was doing like signings at our local grocery store. And we went to meet him. My mom took me, and I was a teenager, like an early teenager, like that 13, 14 range, I think. And I was really like starstruck because I thought DX was amazing, and I was a huge fan of Diesel. And I shook his hand, and he was signing a picture for me, and I told him my name, and he said, "Oh, I have a really good friend named Sean." And I was like, "Oh, that's so cool." And then we left, and my mom was like, "You realize he was talking about Shawn Michaels, right?" And I was like, "Oh my God, no." I totally blanked. I was just so starstruck. He had huge, all I remember from that, I met him and I met Guy Lafleur at the same time. It was a weird combo. Guy Lafleur's an old hockey player. But all I remember is Diesel's hands were just the biggest things I'd ever seen him. It was like a grip of bananas at the end of his wrist. It was just wild. Anyway, I missed the reference he was giving me, and I felt silly afterwards. But it was fun meeting him. I love these Night Slayer boots. I'm really concerned that we're going to have to swap off these pants. Or, now hear me out, the standard issue prisoner boots, which match the bottom of the pant leg perfectly. And maybe we just show a little bit of calf, a little bit of upper calf. Hello. Here we go. Shadow hide boots. They don't match the color as perfect. These I can't believe how perfectly these boots match. Gang, this is it. Airport test. Big Kev walking through an airport, he gets noticed, and you know exactly what he is likely to be. Head off. Thank you so much again for the raid. I appreciate it. Have a good night. I think it's these boots. I think we found the boots. Yeah, I'm locking these in. I can't believe they're such a perfect color match. I'm no longer like, I don't know. I feel like we're drifting. Apply, save. I feel like we're drifting from the theme a bit, but they're just too good not to pair up. Let's look at belts. Let's have a look at belts, shall we? Smuggler's waist wrap. That's kind of cute, but it doesn't spark fear. You know what I mean? Although it does match the boots and this little piece at the bottom. So we're going to keep this in mind. Page 1. I am not a fan of large belt buckles. So I won't be using any that are like obnoxious. Thank you for the follow, Clary Hopo. Welcome in. Welcome in. I am also a fan of these like double belts. Oh, wait. Oh, that one kind of vibes. It's not screaming at me though. It's not screaming. These are nice belts too, but you really want to match these with the set. Alejandro. This is nice and it's simple. I could fucks with this. This recruit's belt. Let's keep this in mind. Yeah. So these belts as well are great. And like if we're going for that like assassin vibe, she would keep like her poisons and stuff in these pouches. But I feel like they're just a little bit too big and they just sit a little bit too far off the hips for blood elves. So it's not going to be it for me. I'm going to put this one back on because I am intrigued by this one. I think this is my front runner right now. Just lets me go. Let's see. Let's see. We also want to be cognizant of clipping as well with belts. It's so easy for belts to clip. Are these like wolves? Oh, we need to find a wolf one. Oh, ho, ho. I love these. Oh, yeah. I think. Does this belt match? What's the difference here? Just the eyes? What is the difference between these two belts? Featherlight and nine-tailed cinch. Can you guys see a difference? I can't tell the difference. Can you tell the difference? I don't know why, but I love the idea of a wolf belt buckle. Anybody have a preference between any of these wolf ones? This one is the darkest. And I guess it sort of matches the rope in the side of the thug pants. I wish I could zoom in more. The belt itself sort of matches this coloring. Red eyes. These eyes are like a purpley pink. So we want red eyes, Sark. I think this one's my favorite, but I'm not sold. This one here has red eyes. White skin matches. Oh, yeah, yeah. And the skin matches. Okay. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I see that. I see that. The white fur, white skin, red eyes, red eye. Okay. All right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Now, what is the difference between this one and this one? Like, I think the eyes are initially darker, but they change. I can't tell the difference. This one is called Nine-Tailed Cinch, and this one is called Feather Flight Belt. I think Nine-Tailed Cinch sounds cooler. That's a great shout out there, Sark. I wasn't even making the connection between the white fur, the white face of the fox with the red eyes, and then my character's white face and red eyes. Yeah, okay, we're locking that in. All right, this is coming together. This is coming together. Let's hit hands. Let's do the hands. The old handerinos. Now, this will be tough because Blizzard is addicted to making the bulkiest gloves ever. Although these aren't bad. I really like when Blizzard does these like claws on the fingers. But I feel like these are too bulky for the outfit that we have going. So I love this set so much. It's such a good set. It's such a good set. We're not going to use any of these, but it is just beautiful. All right, let's keep looking. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Plunderlord's gloves. No. Actually, let's look at chest pieces first. We'll have a look at chest pieces just in case. I really like this shirt, and I love the high collar on it, but I think... Hold on. You need to come off. You need to get off. We need to apply. We need to save. I just want to look through chest pieces just in case. Just in case. Just in case we want to be fancy as fuck and put like a high collar on. You know what I mean? Just in case something like that strikes us. Something like that hits our fancy. Let's see what else we got. I love these outfits. Blizzard did such a good job on this Ascended Regalia set. What else we got? What else we got? It's you do need to buy it. Nitroclad bodice. Nah. Shadow Slayer. Oh, this is based off of the Dread piece. Bloodfang. Okay. Let's see. We're probably going to stick with the shirt that we've picked because I think those shirts are great. But it's just, I do want to just like rip through and have just a peek, just in case something jumps out and says, hey, I am a ninja. I love these ones too with the high collars. I actually would wear jackets like this in real life with just like, you know, that Lenny Kravitz photo? You wish the gem wasn't red. That's why you don't use it. I don't remember which piece I was looking at there, Neek. Oh, this one. Yeah. I hear you. You guys remember that Lenny Kravitz photo from forever ago where he was like wearing a huge scarf? I dream of a life where I can wear these giant collared hoodies around and be as cool as Lenny Kravitz. That's on my bucket list, to be Lenny Kravitz in a giant scarf. Cool. Someday. Today is not that day. I really like these leather chests. Big fan. Oh, that does some interesting stuff. This is like a Spider-Gwen outfit. Wish you could change the color of things like gems and armor. There's some, yeah. I know a lot of folks were thinking that the implementation of dyes in housing could be a precursor to the implementation of dyes in armor. I don't think that is the case, though. I feel like there's just too much there. Yeah. Small things like gems and stuff like that. No, Shadow. No. Harness of Oppressing Dark. This sort of matches the theme, but I would have to do something about the shirt underneath because it doesn't work. I know this feels... Oh, what's this? The Thug Vest. There's a Thug Vest? Is there Thug Boots? No. Okay. I don't want to show this much skin, but I feel like if there's a Thug Vest and Thug Pants and it looks this good, we're like big time losing the thread of the theme. We got shirts. I actually don't hate that. What do we think about a vest on top of a shirt? I think these shirts are too elaborate to put a vest on it. I want that to work, but I don't think it does. And I also don't want to match up too many of the pieces from a set, and that would be two pieces there. Giving the Shield vibes. Yeah, okay. That Thug Vest, though. I'm not saying that the stream won't end, that I might not just go in and swap that in, but for now, we're going to stick. Oh, snap. Another raid. Shax, hello. Welcome in, sir. How was your stream? How are you doing? Welcome in, Shax. Welcome in, friends of Shax. I'm Sean, the host of Weekly No Leavers podcast. I also co-host For Azeroth with Manny and Lex. I love WoW. I love books. I love my dog. I talk far too much. Thank you for the follow. I MVP X Baz X. Hydrate. Oh, okay. You got it. Thank you, Shax. Hopefully your stream was well. If you have to raid and run, I totally understand. But if you have some time to stick around, how was your stream today? For those of you who are just popping in, we're putting together a transmog, and the theme is for the Raider.io. Every Thursday, Raider.io does a transmog competition, and they give away a prize from the Blizzard store. The theme this week is light and shadow, so we're putting together like a shadow outfit for my rogue, and this is an iconic vest, and we're trying to sort of just build it out together, but I keep getting distracted. Expansion Are you still in Shadowlands? You're going to be so sad when the next remix is Shadowlands. I think that's going to make you really unhappy. How long have you been in Shadowlands? It's been like a long time, right? I actually kind of like this vest too. I don't know. Maybe the shirt isn't the play. Maybe we go with something else. Maybe it's okay. Maybe you can be an assassin and show a little bit of midriff. Oh, the black and Defias armor. Do you guys say Defias or Defius? He's in Shadowlands. He's already unhappy. 66%. You're getting there. You are getting there. You are much more dedicated than I ever am. Hello, MVP Bazza. Things are going well. Thank you for asking. 11 months and 800 hours of game time. Do you play the game outside of expansion locked, or are you like, have you just been in Shadowlands? Defy us. Yeah, that's what I say too, Sark. Oh my goodness. Have you committed any homicides? I don't even think I played that much Shadowlands when Shadowlands was the current expansion. He's locked. That is dedication. I applaud you. No shot would I do that. Okay, we need a decision. We need to make a decision. Do we go thug vest, no shirt? I do think this looks cool with the belt. Or do we go thug vest with a high collar shirt? And so then we're just like layering up. Or do we stick to purple shirt? I think if we're going to go thug vest with high collar shirt under, I think we swap off purple and go with the dark one. Just because I think it looks better. It's not as busy. Your eye's not as drawn to the purple. I actually do think this looks better than just the shirt itself. I need help though, folks. I need somebody to decide for me. I'll be crippled with indecision otherwise. Do you regret doing Shadowlands locked? I like this. I know no one has said anything yet, but I think I want to lock this in. With light and shadow, you drop the shirt for more light skin. Oh, I see what you're saying. I hear you. Okay. Okay, so we're sort of like mixing it we're sort of mixing light and shadow together. Okay. All right. I'm with you, sir. I feel you. I can't enter anyway. So that's fine. I like that. I will do that. Let's do it. Let's go. We're going to show some skin. Apply. Save. We're building it together. It's a community build. Let's look at hands. Let's find some hands. We got to catch these hands. What happens? What's next? Actually, I want to know that. I think that's my biggest question. What is after Shadowlands? Where do you go? Have you done the other expansions up to Shadowlands? Shaq's not even be there anymore. The man just finished streaming. He probably wants to get up and stretch his legs, walk around, and I just keep firing questions at him. We're not going to find gloves that go all the way up. We could do this. And have the arms be wrapped. You can answer for him. Betrayal. Yeah, hit me. Has he done all of the expansions up to Shadowlands? Oh, he picked Shadowlands because that's when he started the game. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I don't love that. I also don't love this shirt under here. Shadowlands had I had to go, so I did enjoy some things about Shadowlands. I met some amazing people who I am still friends with in Shadowlands. So it was great for that. Oh, Gloves of the Midnight Soiree. These go all the way up. No, he hasn't in the previous expansions. Gotcha. You wanted to get the hardest one out of the way for it is definitely the hardest. I can't imagine. Is there anything that he's like stuck on? Is it random drops he's not gotten, or is it just because the grind for anima is so much? I love buckles. Anima grind mostly. Yeah, that's awful. Shadowlands gets way too much hate. Well, it's not one of the best by any means. It's not as bad as people make it out. Don't mention the crown around him. Okay, no crown questions. Got it. Hopefully, he's not still in there when I see him at LFG next year. Xander, I think Shadowlands catches a lot of hate for a couple of reasons. Number one, the covenant issue at the beginning when Blizzard dug their heels in and said, no, you can't change covenants. I think these gloves are it. I don't know why, but I just feel like this matches the sort of ragged theme we're going with. We're going to hold on to these. He'll be there for Last Titan. So yeah, Shadowlands gets, I think, a lot of hate because first off, the Covenant issue at the beginning. Thank you for the follow, Marcus Maximi. Appreciate you. And I think that turned a lot of people off the way Blizzard dug their heels in on that, and then eventually came back on it. The dungeons in Shadowlands, I think, are fine. The raids in Shadowlands is another pain point, I think, for a lot of people. Folks felt that Sanctum of Domination went on for far too long. And then that was immediately followed by Sepulchre of the First Ones, which was one of the hardest raids we've ever had. And also the shortest raid tier we've ever had. And when you combine that the last two raids weren't great with the fact that the story as a whole, a lot of people took umbrage with, especially because they thought we were going to be taking a better turn somewhere after the removal of certain bad actors. Yeah, they did a lot of damage to people who, if you really loved the lore of Warcraft 2 and 3 and everything that happened up to the end of Wrath of the Lich King, Shadowlands did a lot of damage to that lore. And yeah, I think that's one of the reasons it's not as fondly remembered. You love the Covenant idea. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that you like it because it puts an RP on it. If it was just cosmetic, I would agree with you that it should exist. But as soon as they tied player power to it, you essentially removed that meaningful choice from a large portion of the player base because there was no choice. It was you're going to take whatever's mathematically best. And then if what was mathematically best for Raid was different from what was mathematically best for Mythic Plus, then it was even worse. So, and I think a lot of people just felt like it was the illusion of choice. They thought they could choose, but they were told they could choose, but there really was no choice. You had to pick. You know, you didn't want to. Why would you artificially restrict yourself, or not artificially? Why would you restrict yourself by not choosing the covenant that was best? I think actually these gloves go with these boots. Yeah, we're gonna go with these gloves. Okay, boom, nailed it. Save. I'm a fan of no shoulder mogs. I'm a fan of not wearing shoulder transmogs, but I will look through them to see if anything catches our eye. But I'm also okay with not shouldering up. Sanctum and Sepulchre were not thematically different enough. Yeah, they weren't. And it was rough. It was rough. Yeah, everyone's raiding here. You're all getting sent in here. It's Thanksgiving Thursday, so I'm the only North American streamer still alive, I guess, is what's happening. It's also fresh enough that people haven't rose tinted it yet. Yeah, exactly. Look at the issues Legion had. People glossed over because it was fixed in the end. And BFA as well. Yeah, happy Turkey Day. I'm Canadian, but happy Turkey Day to you too. If you are American, and if you're not, just happy Thursday. You know, we don't need a reason to be thankful. I'm thankful for all these raids. I'm thankful for this transmog because I love transmog. What are we looking at here? Shoulders. How do you guys feel about shoulder? Are you like a shoulder fan? I find myself liking the shoulder options less and less as time goes on. I feel like some of them are just insane, and they don't all scale the same on different races. Now, I do find the Blood Elf female model, typically shoulders look good, but not on everyone. Like Orcs' shoulders are massive, but it's fine in some cases. Yeah, the best type. Thank you. That's right. The best type of North American. You're more of a midriff fan than a shoulder fan, but each their own. I see what you're doing there, Chan. I'm not going to let you muddy up my chat with your dirty innuendos. Wow, I am really old. I've just called your midriff mention a dirty innuendo. Yes, you will, and you'll like it. You're right. I'm like Tinkerbell. I need applause to live. I don't hate these shoulders on here. I wish they were a different shade. I feel like a lot of the stuff we have is like older. So we're probably going to find something that looks better older. Yeah, Brittany and Christina, they had a lot of midriff. That was their whole thing. I'd like to see like a 90s throwback tour. That's like Christina, Brittany, NSYNC, you know, maybe get some TLC in there. Backstreet Boys, I would go watch that. I would go to a 90s throwback concert. Spice Girls. Girly Pop was the best back then. These shoulders, if the bottoms weren't red, could work. I think that just because of the fact that we're using the vest, I don't think we're gonna find shoulders that jive with this. We just put a couple of conch shells on there. Taut dragonhide shoulder pads. I feel like we're going sans shoulders here. Yeah, we are. We are going sans shoulders. So no shoulders. We're good. All right, let's look ahead. I also am not a huge fan of hats. I can't remember the last time my rogue wasn't wearing that mask that I had on her when this all started. We could just go rock face. Let's see if we can find something. No, the clipping, right? Does anybody else get bugged by this clipping? It gets me. Spice Girl. You know what? That's next. Tomorrow's playlist is going to be Christina, Spice Girls, Brittany. Yeah. sunglasses. I like the eye patches too sometimes. Little classic midnight eye patch. Yeah, we're doing classic girl pop tomorrow for music. Hmm. Oh, what about one of these little hats? I actually vibe with this a little bit. I wish the eyes. Oh yeah, it would be that one. Yeah, what do we think of this, chat? Look at this. Alanis Moore. Yeah, dude, I saw her like this summer. Amazing show. September, I think it was. We went. So good. So good. Oh my god, still got it. Like 50 years old. Red eyes with the black circle glasses. Okay, but I want to remember page 7 in the middle because I think this little violet bandana looks really good. I will check out the glasses though for Unique. I've never seen Gwen Stefani live. I would love to see Gwen. I'm also a fan of these scrunchy neck scarves. Again, it feeds into my Lenny Kravitz desire to be a cool vibe. So which ones? It's not these ones you're talking about, right? I don't know if I have the black ones. Oh, that was a big yawn. The black frame ones. Yeah, I don't know if I have them. Let me see. Are they called Lord Godfrey's sunglasses or something like that? Are these them? No, these are Lord Godfrey's. They're blue. We could go with old classic. Old classic face mask. I do like those. Or the Cursed Vision of Sargeras. If this wasn't so bulky, I like this one too. The Ebon Mask. We could be just classic. That's not bad. That's not bad. I guess I don't have the black sunglasses. Do you know what they're called? I guess I don't have them. Because I don't have them, I guess we're gonna have to go with the hat that I liked. Do you remember what page it was? Was it page 3? No. Boom. I think that's it. All right, now we're gonna do weapons. I guess so. The shadow theme now is less I'm an assassin hiding and more like I'm sort of a street thug hiding in the shadows. I do like this outfit though that we've put together. Let's find some daggers. Unfortunately, I can't make daggers into anything other than daggers right now. But I think we should try to find. We're gonna have to go like old school because that's the only way to get like um, good daggers. A couple of torturing pokers. Keyshan's dagger. Oh, black crystal dagger. Actually, this sort of matches the pants and everything. Uh, if we don't find anything better, I think we lock this in. And it's the design I like. I'm a creature of habit. I can't help it. This one's called Black Menace. Ooh, I like that even more. I think we can stop looking. Everything from this point forward gets like daggers in Warcraft are like these giant, bulky, thick. I don't know what's going on. I hate them. I'm locking these in. We're applying, we're setting. Boom. There we go. We have our transmog. Let's get into the sewer. Photo mode. No, let's go downstairs. Isn't the Rogue Order Hall like right up here? Somewhere? Yeah, it's right here. Okay, here we go. Boom. So we're going to hide player. Oh, I don't want to see any of my UI either. Animation stealth. I think that doesn't show off the MOG very well. Oh, but this will. Okay, here we go. Oh, look at how weird that makes the legs. That'll do. There we go. Boom. Locked it in. Chad, I think that's it. I think we're going to call it a day. It's cool. 6:30. I do need to get some food. And I can feel my energy fading. I did a lot of work this morning. So I was very busy. And so it's time for me to shut her down, I think. But I'm not going to send you off on your own. We're going to go see Mr. Roguery. Mr. Roguery is a very fun channel to watch. Great content. And hopefully you find something over there you like. I'll probably be back tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for the raids. Thanks for sticking around if you came from a raid. Thanks for showing up if you came not from a raid. Thanks for everything. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for all of you. Remember, in a world where you could be anything, be kind.